Caspari is a charity that aims to promote therapeutic teaching to help vulnerable children learn, and also to help schools and other professionals understand the emotional component to learning difficulties. Caspari does it in a variety of ways. So there's the clinical service that's offered for families and children, and then there's the supervision and consultation that's offered for teachers and other professionals. Then there's the training side, where there is a 4-year MA that can be studied in educational psychotherapy, and then there's also short courses that can be run for professionals who are interested in understanding the concepts further. Educational psychotherapies is a way of working with children. It's a specialised intervention, and the aim is to give the child a space each week with a therapist where they can explore and express some of the conflicts that are underlying their learning difficulty, and then together the therapist and the child will work on making sense of that, and perhaps there'll be some resolution of the conflict, or perhaps the child will just have a bit more understanding of what it is that upsets them or makes them react.
I work on the Transitions project, which helps support children moving from primary to secondary school. So I'm here one day a week and I see a series of 5 children. I work with children in the same room at the same time every week, and that helps establish a trusting, secure relationship. And one of the things we do is to use educational tasks, and that helps them to work through the frustrations they have with learning. We also use creative activities as an opportunity to express powerful feelings that may be troubling the children. And it's my teaching background combined with the psychoanalytic understanding I've gained on the training that helps me to process and understand what's happening for the children.
There was someone who was working at our school doing some therapeutic work. I mentioned to her about a little girl that was in the nursery. I said to her, well, I was pretty worried the child won't talk to me. She won't speak to anybody. She then said to me, well, maybe it's not a problem with the child, maybe it's a problem with me. But she was actually making me know that there might be something else more to this. So one day I brought in a doll, and we talked about the doll with a group of children in circle time. I went into another room, and when I walked into the other room, she came to me and said to me, I've got a doll just like that at home. And I was just so taken aback that this child spoke to me. We were able to make some connection. The child and myself then were able to build on a relationship. The way in which I work is different. I mean, I now work as a nurture group teacher, and my focus is on teaching children with social and emotional difficulties. And that's where my interest lies, actually. And it is a real focus. Learning and teaching and accessing the curriculum can't happen until we can get to the emotional side of a child's life. If we look at the climate today, there's an increase in children with these difficulties, and we have to address it, I think, and I think this is one way of doing it. We've got children from year 3 to year 6 who are benefiting, and you can sometimes see the results straight away, but in the case of one child that I know, that he's now moved into year 6 and you're seeing him blossom, and that's like a year later. And the teacher knew that I was doing this course, and she asked me if I was interested in actually opening up a nurture group, and that's how it's developed. Actually, from me doing the course, having more insight, and then wanting to do this sort of work. It's given me insight into how to provide a safe base for children to learn. The children feel secure enough to express themselves, and it may not be verbally, but they can do it through other means, drawing and writing stories. My purpose is really to give them a chance to tell their own stories. Once we know where they are coming from emotionally, we can build on that. So it's not what I do to them, it's not chalk and talk, it's what we do together. Oh, definitely. I mean, I've used my knowledge to support my colleagues here. I think it's been very valuable for the children that we have in school.
I set up a new school, and through a community link we got to know about Caspari. Caspari is valuable to the school because it's a partnership, which means you're looking at individual children, but you're looking at the impact that that will have on the school. Resourcing in the school is a key issue. You're limited in terms of the cash you have, so you're going into very, very specific projects, and you need to report back to the community about how you've got value for money. You need measurable targets, and you can get that through working with Caspari, because you can see the immediate effect that their work has on individual children or groups of children, and then that feeds into the school's well-being, individual well-being, and it also raises attainment. They've also done transition projects from primary into secondary school, where they've had to work with 2 schools, and that's been excellent. And they've also done group work covering a broad range of different needs. And I like the fact that you're working with people who have an understanding that it's a school and want to work in partnership with the school. Through the work that we've done with Caspari, you end up with a child who maybe engages with the community, who sees the school as a safe place, and they come out of their shell and become much more engaged in their learning. And they make good progress, so we can show value for money. They become emotionally fit, and so they learn well. The teachers enjoy teaching them, the class feels safe, they make better progress with their learning, and the playground feels safer too. Yes, I would. They come in, they talk about individual children, and they offer a range of different types of projects, and they've all been very exciting.